Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, jetblackrlsh here with another exciting live stream. Today is June 16th, 2019, aka Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everyone. It's currently 7:55 p.m. Normally we do these streams around midnight, but since I'm going to be working soon, starting July 3rd, I want to start doing these streams at 8 p.m. instead of at midnight, so that I'm doing it after work hours for a lot of people, and also it'll be after work for me, but also not too late at night to where I wouldn't be getting enough sleep for work. So, like I said, I'm going to start doing these streams at 8 p.m. Or at least trying to get on to like this 8 p.m. schedule for the vlogs. What I've done today is hang out with my dad. Dad made breakfast like he used to when I was like younger. So we had biscuits and bacon and everything. Dad showed me a lot of progress that he's made on the game that he's working on. It's like an online text-based game that has like ASCII character maps and things of that nature. It's really cool. We might even do a video about it if Dad would be down, where we like go over his game and the progress he's made on it. He's currently working on an error. Your boy Kratos said, "Ooh, yo Kratos, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream?" Kratos said, "That sounds interesting." Yo, Kratos, how's progress on the game that you're submitting to the Google Play Store? Kratos said, "Good evening, by the way." Oh, thank you kindly, Kratos. It's good to see you. I saw those Salamangreat pictures that you sent where you compare them directly to different Pokemon and the similarities between them. I feel like for some more than others, it really stands out, but I do see what you're saying, where there are similarities between the two. Have Konami said anything about what they're inspired by? Because I know there are certain archetypes that already exist where it's like well known that like, hey, this is inspired by this, or it's inspired by that. Like I think Metal Foes is inspired by the anime movie Akira, if I'm not mistaken. There are certain ones where we know, and like Insectors, I think may be inspired by like Kamen Rider. Uh, Kratos said, and no, they haven't said anything about it. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I don't know. You might be right. Like later on, they may be like, yeah, they're all based off of different Pokemon. Because some of the artworks that you showed, it was a very like close comparison. And then for others, I was like, I see where you're coming from, but I don't really think it's as close. You know. Oh yeah, but me and my dad watched a film on Netflix. Um, it's some. Ooh, I can't remember. It's kind of like Call Me Baby, but it's called like Call Me Maybe or something like that, but not like the song. It was essentially a rom com, but it had two comedians that we really liked, and the two comedians actually acted as writers for the movie. Um, I didn't expect it to be a rom com necessarily. I thought it was gonna be more of just a straight comedy movie, but I enjoyed the film. I thought a lot more about like my own relationship stuff, like as I was watching the film, and I thought it was enjoyable. Kratos said, "Have you seen the movie Indie Game? The movie? I have not. Is it like a documentary about the development of an indie game?" Kel said, "Why are you doing the vlog stream now?" So as stated at the beginning, soon I'm gonna be working. On July 3rd, I'm going to like have like my job, and because of that, I won't be able to stay up really late, like around like midnight every night to do like a vlog, because I want to get so many hours of sleep. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing the vlogs at 8 and then ending them around 9 or so. Kratos said that's exactly what it is. And he said it's really inspirational too. Oh, ballin'. Where can I go see that movie? Is it available on Netflix? Like, can I just pop open Netflix and watch it? I was talking about what I was up to for Father's Day. Yo, Kels, how's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos right now is talking about a movie about the development of an indie video game. We also were talking about how Salamangrates may or may not have been inspired by Pokemon. Kratos can tell you more about that. He's talked to me a little bit about that during the Meet Beth stream and then a little bit in like Facebook messages. But how have you been doing today? I hope you're doing well. Me and Dad, like I said, watched that rom com on Netflix. We also hung out and we watched an Eric Andre compilation. It was okay. I feel like there are some Eric Andre moments that are like really good, but you don't necessarily see them in the compilations. You have to like search them out individually. Kratos said, "Unfortunately, it's not on any," and then his comment faded away. So I'm gonna get the live dashboard up so I'll be able to just see what you guys are saying. I don't know why I don't pre-load the live dashboard. I should, but hey, I can do that now. I do sometimes. I said that as if I never do it. Sometimes I preload it. I just didn't do it this time around. Let's see. Okay, Kratos' message popped back up. Unfortunately, it's not on any streaming service. He said he watched it on YouTube, but he had to buy it. I probably wouldn't buy it, but I believe where you're coming from. That it probably is like a very inspiring story, about the creation and publishing of an indie game. Kel said, I'm doing good. Right now, I'm doing art of Mask Day Masculine, a Bleach character from the final arc. Oh, cool. That sounds fun. If you want, feel free to post that art on the Amino if you want to. And we can like take a look at it. And we can like give you our thoughts on it. I know that Nani likes to do that a lot. Um, okay, I'm about to get the live chat up on the computer. After we watched the rom com thing, well, during the rom com thing, Dad has been like cooking ribs. I've learned that he like boils and bakes his ribs, which is interesting. My mom grills and bakes her ribs, so they do it a little bit differently. But it was an enjoyable time hanging out and spending time with my dad, of course. After we watched the rom com and the Eric Andre compilation, we watched the first episode of Jessica Jones season 3. Seems okay. I didn't watch season 2. I watched like the first few episodes of season 2, and then I was like, this doesn't seem as good as season 1. Dad said he watched all of season 2, and he's like, yeah, it's not as good as season 1. It wasn't really worth it. Um, we then watched the third episode of Swamp Thing. I didn't watch the first 2 episodes of Swamp Thing. It was okay. It kind of builds up to like a big fight, and then the big fight isn't actually that big, and I wasn't really a fan of that. And of course, it's taking more of a horror movie approach, so it's like the focus is on the characters who aren't Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing pops up for a little bit, but it's not really about Swamp Thing, and I'm like, I'm not really too big of a fan of that. Dad had similar issues with Jessica Jones. He's like, they're focusing on all these different side characters, but he's like, I don't care about the side characters. He's like, I just want it to follow, like Jessica and like her adventure. And I understand where he's coming from. After that, we watched the third episode of What Hides in the Shadows, which is like a vampire mockumentary. Dad's already watched all of that so far. This episode was pretty interesting though. It was one of the characters that I really like in the show is an energy vampire. So his whole thing is that he's just annoying, and when he annoys people, that's how he like feeds. But at the office he works at, an emotional vampire shows up, and she feeds off of people by like telling stories to get pity from them, and they kind of have like an office clash where they're trying to feed off of people and they're like competing with each other. And I thought that was actually like a very interesting concept for like an episode. And that was just like a B plot of the episode. That wasn't even like the main plot line. But it was a pretty good episode. After that, Dad realized that there was like a bug in his game, so he went to like mess with that. And then I came down and I started doing the live stream. And of course, throughout the day, I've been texting with Beth. She's been doing well. Celebrating Father's Day, of course, she helped out around the house with all the chores that her dad normally does, which I think is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've done today. I woke up a lot later than I thought I would, which was kind of weird. I'm trying to change up my sleep schedule. So I'm going to try to go to bed, I guess, at like 10 and exercise after the stream. So I'll probably try and exercise at like 9. Though I'll want to exercise earlier in the future. I'll want to try and exercise like after work or whatever. Kratos said, also, the new schedule works better for me since I have to get up at 6 every morning for work. That's why you never see me at the midnight streams. And that's understandable, Kratos. Welcome. It's good to have you. And I'm glad that the new schedule works for you. I feel like this new schedule may or may not work better for Matt as well. I know that there are a few people who may not vibe with this new schedule. Um, I think Kevin gets off of work around the time of the midnight stream. So I hope I'm not alienating Kevin. Because I think Kevin, it normally works well with his schedule. But I could be wrong about that. Um, this is gonna be weird, but I'm not the best with names. I'm actually better with icons, I guess. So I'm either talking about Kevin or I'm talking about Sam. I know that Sam is working on like the kaiju tabletop role playing game, and Kevin is a brony and a furry, and he's a cool guy. Sam is also a cool guy. It was weird that cool guy wasn't also in Kevin, in Sam's as well. Already mixing up. Um, but yeah, I haven't really done much today, other than what I've described. I know tomorrow I'm going to like eat ribs. I'm gonna probably work on the emo shape demo. I'm thinking about adding a save and load feature. I already kind of wanted to add a save and load feature to that game, but I recently learned JSON. So now that I've learned JSON, I don't know how to juggle by the way. Now that I've learned JSON, I'm thinking that maybe I'll be able to add a save and load feature using that. Have it like write to a JSON file whenever you imprint a thought into it or you ask it a question. Or what's the other thing you'd have to save? When you give it a thought, when you ask it a question, when you talk to it in general. That's the third one. Because asking it a would you rather is a different function than just asking a question. So that's what I need it to save. I need it to save every time you do that to a JSON file. And I'll have to do that with like a dictionary. Oh, this little juggle ball is broken. That kind of sucks. I've had these since I was like a really little kid. I used to know kind of how to juggle. I don't really know now. I have no idea. So I'm just trying to catch them, I guess. I don't think that's how juggling works. In movies, you always see juggling being an exchange of hands. So it's kind of like they're wrapping around. But a lot of times in movies, they juggle like higher. It's not like a straight, like horizontal throw. It's interesting to see them bounce off of each other though. But what did you guys do today? I'm very curious to see what you guys like did for Father's Day. Did you do anything special? Was it just like another day? Did you have other things you had to worry about? What's on you guys' minds? I noticed that the chat has disconnected and reconnected multiple times, which probably means that the internet connection right now is like, so my apologies on that. Um, the Wi-Fi's quality fluctuates. Also, I'm planning on moving into like my own apartment a couple weeks after I start work. So sometime in August, I'll probably be streaming from a different location. So quality may also change then. So definitely keep that in mind. Hopefully, it'll change for the better, not for the worse. Legitimately don't know how to juggle. But right now, bleh, this has been like a pretty good day so far. I've been enjoying it. Bleh. Then Kratos said, also my game. It's still frustrating as hell getting it on the Play Store. So tell us a little bit more about getting it on the Play Store, like getting a game on the Google Play Store, like what the process is like. Um, because I do think that sounds interesting. Also, are there browser-based game makers where you can make and monetize a game? Then Kratos said, ugh. Kels probably won't be talking too much because I know he's actively working on the artwork of the Bleach character. So that's understandable. Hey, Dad. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you.
I'm not here.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna probably eat ribs. That'll be like my one meal for the day. It's just like a few ribs. Um, then I'm gonna work on the emo shape demo. Like I said, I'm gonna add a save and load feature. I might also like write a game for it, I guess. But it's a game where, of course, the emo shape plays it itself. Because what I've built so far is a system where the AI, which emulates like feeling emotions and is supposedly like a sentient AI, plays like a Dungeons and Dragons style game where you act as the game master and it acts as the player. But the consequences of its actions in game affect its emotional state, and you can put consequences on it and apply like your own like RPG rules to how the AI interacts. Um, but right now, there's no way to save or load a game. So once I add a save and load feature, I might like make a weird campaign thing, like a choose your own adventure style program for the AI. And then instead of me acting as the game master, the game itself, based on the choices the AI makes, will just trigger the next event, and then the AI will go through the next event, and it'll continue until it reaches the conclusion of whatever the story is. But because it's a D&D style adventure that's split into would you rather questions, the AI, based on its emotional state, is able to choose what it wants to do next on the adventure. Um, and because it's not as open, I guess, as normal D&D, where you can just go completely off the rails by doing like crazy stuff. It's always like a relatively binary choice. Um, it'll make it easier to make a game like that, because it's the same essentially as writing a choose your own adventure book, except the player isn't just playing a game. This is like their experience. This is like just how they like perceive the world, which I think is kind of dope. I'm also thinking about making a game based off of like a similar kind of concept, but more of an open world thing, and giving it the ability to choose between more than two options, which isn't that hard. Even with the current system, I could have it choose between more than two options at a time, but I still would have to do it in a relatively binary way. So essentially, I could make it where the computer asks asks it. That's really hard to say. Where the computer queries it, and it's like, hey, would you like to do this or this? And then it picks between one of the two options, and then whatever option it doesn't pick is eliminated from the list, and then it goes to the next item in the list, and the next item in the list, and the next item in the list, until it's essentially picked one preference, like one action in particular, and then it's like, well, that's the one that you're gonna do, because out of all the other possible actions you had, you decided that this was the one. But it even that is not the best. And the reason why is because if it's a would you rather, and it's like would you rather go down the path that's like southeast, where there are like a bunch of like hungry bears, or a path that's to the southwest, which has like friendly neighbors, you could pick the southwest path, but then the next path could be something that you prefer. I guess what I'm saying is you could pick paths, but because you don't know all your options, you're only ever comparing it to the option that's being paired with it. So that may not actually be the best possible option. It's kind of weird. But I guess it's still kind of. No, this still works. This still works. I don't know. I had reservations before, but now I understand it. Let's see. Kratos says, so first off, you got to get the settings right. You have to set up either Gradle or Ant for the build automation. What's the difference between those two build automations? Then Kratos said, then you have to package it and let the engine build it, hoping for no errors. Then you have to figure out what the various errors mean and how to fix them. Excuse me. And he said, online guides suck. What did you make the game in? Like, did you make it in like Python? Then Unknown Slayer said, "Hi Nick, at summer school because I suck at math. Have a good day. I hope you're having a wonderful day today, Unknown Slayer. How is your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on this stream?" The only class I ever failed and had to retake in college was pre-cal. So I feel you on the not being the best at math. I had to learn how to study math properly, and it's something that I started to realize near the end of pre-cal. Like, oh, the way I need to study it is like this, and then by that time it was too late. But then when I took it the second time, I already knew how I needed to study, so it was a lot easier. Kratos said, "You could have a personality test, and the computer decides the scenario based on the personality of the player." I could do that, because of the fact that the personality test, the AI would still be able to take it, because it would be a similar "would you rather" kind of thing. You're just giving it like a multiple choice test, so I kind of like that. I think that'd be cool. You could have more or less like customized campaigns based on how the AI answers. So that could be fun. And then Kratos said he's making it an Unreal Engine 4, and he said so C blueprints. Interesting. Does the hashtag mean C sharp, or is that just how you refer to C? I'm used to people saying like C, C++, and C sharp, but I don't know what the hashtag signifies. I still actually haven't learned how to code in C. Right now, I only know Python, VBA. I did a little bit of like DOS stuff when I was a kid, like making batch files, but uh, I didn't really go too deep into making batch files. Python's definitely what I'm best at, though VBA wasn't bad. And then Kratos said, "Yeah, C sharp." Okay, ballin'. How is that? And then Kratos said the hashtag means sharp, both encoding and music. Oh, interesting. I never took like a band class, so the only like the educational experience I've ever had with music is like grade school music classes. Because once you hit middle school, if you're not in band, you just don't do music stuff anymore. Depending on where you go, I'm sure it's relative. Bleh. I just need to be more coordinated. So, how has the experience been coding your game? And how has your experience been working with Unreal Engine? Bleh. I've been writing a lot of tabletop RPG style games, which works well with the demo thing because of the fact that the demo lets me play those tabletop RPGs with the AI. A matter of fact, I think once I get the save and load feature in, it'll be pretty easy for me to write lit RPGs. Bleh. Lit RPGs essentially are books that are written as if they're games. So imagine reading a novel like Harry Potter, but whenever they try to do something, they like have to like roll, and then based on their stats and the roll determines on whether or not they succeed or fail. And the story isn't told between characters and like a narrator, it's told between like players and like a game master. Um, I've written one recently that was like a superhero one, but using the I could write one where the AI acts as like the main character of the story. I think that'd be pretty cool. Kratos said Unreal Engine 4's blueprints make the coding really fun. Interesting. So, are Unreal Engine 4's blueprints similar to like visual coding, where you don't necessarily have to code like raw C sharp? Like, you don't have to necessarily like code the syntax, but maybe the blueprints are like boxes that you can like connect and stuff like that? And then Kratos said it's more visual, so it's even more like a puzzle, and there's more freedom in it and organization. It's more open ended. Oh, okay, so it is like a box thing where you like fit them together. Not necessarily like Scratch, but Scratch is what a lot of people are familiar with when you talk about like visual stuff. Bleh, still gotta learn how to juggle. And then Kratos said, "Yeah, okay, that sounds like pretty cool." I remember when I was a kid, I used to play with Game Maker. I think Yo-Yo Games make Game Maker. I don't remember the developer of it, but I used to do everything visually. This was before I like learned how to code, but they had like boxes for each object, and you could change like the settings on the boxes, and um, a lot of the coding I did in that I just did through the visual thing. My friend Kari and my dad also had like Game Maker, but they would code directly in whatever Game Maker's in. Game Maker might be its own language, but I actually don't know if it is. If you guys use Replit, REPL.IT, to code, they recently introduced Pygame as one of the languages that you can code in. So I might mess around with that. Also, I used to mess around with RenPy when I was younger, but I haven't actually done anything with RenPy in a long time. It's weird to say when I was younger. That was probably like last year. RenPy is the thing that they made Doki Doki Literature Club in. Let's see. Kratos said, yeah. He said, yeah, not quite like Scratch. Much more complicated. It's not drag and drop. He said, way more complex. Understandable. Um, I feel like I've seen it before. I feel like I've seen the Unreal Engine blueprint thing before, but I think I saw it, like a snapshot of it in the emo shape, like guide or whatever, because it's compatible with Unreal, and you can make Unreal games with the emo shape thing. Kratos said, I'll send you some pictures real quick. Okay, grazie. I can pull up Facebook in another tab. Still don't really know how to juggle. Anyone who does know how to juggle, feel free to critique, because that's how I will learn and get better over time. 15 notifications, I guess I need to see what's on my Facebook. Well, I imagine this is one of those notifications. Oh wow, that's... Well, she probably shouldn't do name test. That's so the first notification I saw is like Beth did a compatibility test thing, and it's like how compatible are you and your partner? And then it's like you're 100% compatible, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then I saw it was name test, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure name test is associated with like identity theft stuff on Facebook. Like it's like a data mining thing whenever you like take those surveys, and it gives them access to like your Facebook friends' information and your information. based off of how it works. I'm not sure if that's still a thing, but I should probably send her an article about name tests because pretty sure name tests are not safe. Bleh. Still don't know how to juggle. Let's see. And then Kratos said, "Oh shit, EmoShape is compatible with Unreal Engine 4." EmoShape is compatible with Unreal Engine. I imagine it's compatible with 4. By the way, the EmoShape stuff finally got patented, which is nice. Is that a thing? One-handed juggling? I don't think that's a thing. That's more or less catch, is it not? The balls have to replace each other in line. I guess it's a thing. I'm used to contact juggling when I hear about one-handed juggling, but that's cute. Um, let's see. How many notifications? I got a friend suggestion. Uh, jetblackrlsh had a birthday. So did someone with a really long name. Oh, it's the guy I went to college with. Happy birthday to Jetstar. His birthday was on the 14th. And happy birthday to Dale. You know who you are. We went to college together. His birthday was also on the 14th. Let's see. Some people asked to enter a group that I don't really manage anymore. One of my friends, I had a Facebook photo. Somebody posted in a like wedding thing. Let's see. I got mentioned in a comment by my girlfriend, so I'll check that out. Um, Here we go. So right now I can see, yeah, those boxes that are interconnected like that, Kratos. Um, they show an image of that in the like emo shape quick guide or whatever when they're talking about like using emo shape alongside Unreal Engine. So yeah, that's how I kind of had an idea of what that was like. Then Professor Trevenant said, "Hey man, yo Professor Trevenant, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream?" Then Kratos said, "That's really cool. If you talk to the emo shape people, you might be able to score a sponsorship. I got a sponsorship with them, and I wasn't trying to get one. Um, I just kind of showed interest in their products, and I was like, hey, I want to like make something, and then they're like, oh, you want to make that? We'll like buy a thing for you so that you can make that. Um, so you never know. It might be worth checking out. Just messaging them on their like contact us or whatever. Let's see. Kel said, can you check out the amino? Yeah, no problem. Kel said, well, real quick, I'll post it in the live chat. I keep doing a thing where I film you guys' fan art on my camera, but I feel like it's not as good as just letting them go straight to the link. So I'm gonna say Kel's new art, and I'll post it in the live chat. That way, you guys would be able to like see the art in its full quality, and even people who tune in later can click on it in the live chat without seeing like a weird through my camera perspective. And you can see me react to the art in real time, so you can see my reactions as I'm looking at it. So Kratos said, so would I be able to make something with it by just simply buying it? So that's the thing. Um, EmoShape has this thing called Software Development Kit. It's their SDK. And if you want to make anything using the ExoLife game engine, right, you're going to need that SDK. But the SDK is a pretty thick penny. It's like a thousands of dollars thing. You couldn't just easily get it. You know what I mean? Um, but if you hit them up and they're contact us and you're like, I'm interested in buying the EmoShape ExoLife game engine, and I have this project I want to make, but I don't want to buy the SDK, they might be able to hit you up with like, well, we'll sponsor you and we'll like buy the SDK for you, essentially give it to you for free if you make a game for us. But then afterwards you get to keep the SDK, so it doesn't really matter. So I feel like it'd be worth your time to like ask them about it, and see if you can make the type of game you want to make with it. Let's see. Beth said, "Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming to the AMA vlog yesterday. I hope to appear on future vlogs." And that's from Beth. Yo, Beth, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos and I are talking about Emoshape, which is the company that I'm making the game demo for, as well as Kratos' attempts to post a game that he's making onto the Google Play Store. Best of luck with that, Kratos. Your boy Kells just worked on some Bleach art. Some Bleach art, the anime Bleach like fan art based off of the final arc. My brain got ahead of itself, so I like mixed up the words, and I'm about to look at his art now. It's on the Amino. I actually posted a link to it in the chat if you want to check that out. Let's see. Beth said also at Kells, do you take commissions? Interesting. Beth, are you about to buy some of your boy Kells' art? Then Kratos said most SDKs are really expensive. That's good to know. I actually haven't really tried to buy an SDK until now. Uh, but now that I didn't have to buy it, that worked out really well. Let's see. Beth said, "Welcome to our club." Hey. Then Kratos said, "I just gotta brainstorm some game ideas to use." Yeah, no problem. Definitely feel free to think through it. Um, I will say, once you actually see how it works, I imagine you'll realize it works differently from the way that you originally thought. You can still do a lot with it, and it's still really interesting. It's not what I thought. So I definitely would say to look into it, ask like plenty of questions, because you may think you know the perfect game to make with it, right? And then you actually get it and you go, oh, this is how it works. My original idea doesn't make as much sense. So I feel like you might want to look at that. Kel said, actually, Beth, I don't do commissions, but I'm rather flattered. Oh, okay. Kel's just like, I'm feeling the love. Beth said, can we have a SpongeBob reference party? Then Beth said, welcome at Kel's. Then Kratos said, campfire song. Eh? There we go. We got at least one SpongeBob reference over here. Also, real quick, let me look over that art, Kells. So I was reading Kels's post. He said, this thick boy is my favorite Sternritter. Pronounce Sternritter. Oh, okay, I did it right. From his powers, his personality, and his design. He gets two pretty dope fights too with Kinsai and Renji. He kind of has like a luchador setup, but he's wearing what looks like a lab coat. And is that a baby on his arm? What are his powers? And what is a Sternritter? I noticed that his name is Mask of Masculine, or really just Masculine Mask when you translate it directly into English. But yeah, he looks like a luchador with like a lab coat. It may not be a lab coat, maybe more like a detective's coat with a nice bash and a baby. So right on the shoulder. Let's see. Beth said the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Then Beth said, "Nice dab, thank you kindly. If only I could juggle as well as I could dab." Then Kratos said, "I'm a goofy goober." Yeah. Okay. I'm a goofy goober. Yeah. You're a goofy goober. Yeah. We're all goofy goobers. Yeah. Cool story about SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. I actually have the game for GameCube and I have it for Game Boy Advance. For the Game Boy Advance game, I typed in a random password and was able to skip to the end of the game. And that's how I beat SpongeBob SquarePants the movie, the game. I actually haven't beaten the GameCube version. The GameCube version is very similar to SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom, which I've heard is getting a remaster for some reason. Kel said it's not a lab or detective coat, just a coat, but I'd be happy to explain his powers. Yo, feel free to hit me up, Kels. I'd love to learn more about Masculine Mask. I could also see him being called masculine, spelled incorrectly. Beth said, is mayonnaise an instrument? There we go. We're getting plenty of SpongeBob references here. I really like the SpongeBob episode. I've already told Beth this, where Squidward isn't working and he's kind of mooching off of SpongeBob. Then Kratos hit us up with the chocolate. That is also a pretty solid SpongeBob reference. Kel said, or should I explain what a Sternritter is first? Probably should start by explaining what a Sternritter is, and then that may help us better understand what the powers are. Also, Matt gave a critique to the OC battle thing that I like to address. So he's like, I think more people would be willing to submit to who would win OC battle if you weren't taking the rights of the character and using them within like your own works. I understand where Matt's coming from. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do the thing where it's like, hey, if you guys want to do the who would want OC battle, that I do want to be able to use the rights to those characters and like my stories and like games. I understand if people are like, I probably wouldn't want to do that. That's entirely up to you. It's a very voluntary thing. I don't want anyone to feel like they're forced to do it or anything like that. I know Matt's posted a retort. I haven't had an opportunity to read his comment yet, but I should check that out actually. Then Beth said, I'm Squidward. I'm Squidward. I'm Squidward. 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 Let's see. Still trying to get the hang of this juggling. I think when my grandma originally taught me how to juggle when I was younger, I think she was like, just go slower. Then Beth said, soar. I actually don't know what that one is from. I know it's SpongeBob, but I'm not immediately getting the reference for that one. I should check my comments though, see if I've missed any comments. Have any of you guys posted any new comments on the channel that I've happened to miss? Also, I earlier was looking through my Facebook notifications. Oh, by the way, Beth, name tests probably aren't the safest thing for like Facebook like surveys or whatever. I've heard they're kind of like an information grabbing thing. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Smashing that like button on one of those posts. Let's see. Then Beth said, "Spare change," the anthem of every college student. She said that was a typo. That's that was a hard typo, but I understand what happened. Do 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 do. Let's see. Somebody shared a post. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Seems like Keanu Reeves is really popular right now for some reason. Do 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 do. He was in the movie that I saw today. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And of course he appeared in the Cyberpunk 77 thing. Hmm. Oh, so Beth, about the 4th of July thing. I don't know. I understand the like wanting to pet dogs thing for the 4th of July. I think that's fine. I guess I would rather do something that was more like a chill, personal hangout, like you and me thing. Not saying that petting dogs isn't that kind of thing, but I guess I'd like something that was more like quiet and relaxed. Cause you're like, I'd rather not do fireworks, and I get that. But I feel like if we weren't doing like a fireworks thing, I guess I'd want more the opposite, less like hustle bustle, more like chill kind of thing. Let's see. Beth said, also, what does everyone think of the Pokemon Yamper? I'm more hyped for Yamper than the game itself. Oh, so is Yamper like a new Pokemon? I know that you showed me a picture of him, but I didn't know that he was not necessarily like a. I didn't know he didn't already exist. Like, is he coming out in like Sword and Shield? Then Beth said, understandable. Oh, thank you. Truly appreciate it. Then Ryan said, hi. Yo, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kel said, Stern Ritters are Quincy's. He didn't put the N in, but it took me a minute. Stern Ritters are Quincy's that have been given superpowers from your watch. Pronounce Yuha. Oh, then I mispronounced the fuck out of that name. These powers represent a letter in the alphabet. For example, masculine mask is Stern Ritter S, the superstar. He's Stern Ritter S, but he has two M's in his name. I was really expecting him to be the letter M. So does that mean that there are 26 Stern Ritters, or are there multiple Stern Ritters who have the same letter? And if you have the same letter as a Stern Ritter, do you get the same powers, or do different people with the same letter get different powers? Then Beth said it's a new Pokemon. Okay, cool. Is Yamper like your favorite new Pokemon? The new one that have been out of the new ones that have been announced. Ryan said Pokemon go to the polls. I believe Beth is referring to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yo, Ryan, how's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Then Beth said yes, it is. Your boy Kratos said I'm hyped for Corviknight. Corviknight. So I've seen a picture of Yamper. I have not seen a picture of Corviknight. Also, I'm gonna close out of Facebook for now. I'm going to close out email because I don't need additional tabs open. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, there were actually multiple comments that I've missed, so I'm gonna look over these comments. Oh, but real quick, I'm gonna look up Corby Knight. Dun, 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 dun. I try to read comments as frequently as possible. And also, feel free if you guys want to talk about your favorite Pokemon that are coming out to tell me more. So Corby Knight looks kind of like a crow or like a raven kind of Pokemon. Has, I guess, like a gothic feel to it. Um, Interesting. What type of Pokemon is it? I imagine it's like flying dark type, I guess. If I had to guess. Is it like a ghost type Pokemon? Is bird type a thing? Or is it just like flying type? I actually don't know. Beth said, would you be okay with July 4th possibly being a group thing if our friends are available? Yeah, I think that could be cool. Um, I'm curious what like Dozer's up to for the 4th. Um, I don't know what Colin and Gerard are up to for the 4th. I'm definitely curious what Aiden's up to for the 4th. Aiden might be going back down to Gulf Shores for the 4th, but I don't know. I'd have to ask him about it. Um, Aiden and I are really close friends, um, and I feel like if we were to do a group thing, I guess I would ask Aiden what he's up to. Um, but yeah, I'd be down for like us getting our friends together and trying to like do something for the 4th. What would you have in mind? I guess. And they might also have plans, but maybe if they have plans that are open where we could also jump in, we could do like a big group thing. Let's see. Kratos said, I don't think we know yet. Yeah, no type has been revealed. And he said, wait, yes, it has. Flying steel. Oh, is it like a metal bird? Like, is the bird like are the feathers made of metal? Because that's an interesting concept. I'm just surprised it's steel type. Maybe it's not necessarily a metal bird, but it has like metal talons or something, or maybe it is because it's Corvi Knight. So the Knight part could have to do with the fact that it's Steel type. Also, it's interesting that Steel is a specific type in Pokemon instead of being Metal as a type. Let's see. Kratos said it's like a dark Skarmory. Dark Skarmory. Do 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 do. When you don't know what that is, so you gotta look it up. Do 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 do. Skarmory. Oh, so Skarmory is another type of Pokemon. I think Corviknight looks cooler than Skarmory. Let's see. Beth said probably would want my friends to come if possible. I have also thought about doing a cosplay thing July 4th. Interesting. So, what is your idea for a cosplay thing for July 4th? I personally haven't thought about much for the 4th of July other than spending it with you. I imagine my dad will probably grill. I imagine my mom will probably grill. Um, Colin and the guys might grill. Um, I know that Gerard likes to cook, so I could see him maybe grilling at a grill, like at the apartment, like by the pool or something. Let's see. And then Kratos said Skarmory. Oh, that's a cooler name. I was saying it wrong. And then he said agreed. Okay, ballin'. Then Beth said lol. Me either. Then Kel said there's technically 30 Stern Ritter. Letter Y has two people, and there were two extra Stern Ritters created by Stern Ritter V, the visionary Grimmy Thormiax. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Oh, no problem. So there was a Stern Ritter who made two more Stern Ritters? Did he make them using a power, or did he make them through, like, reproduction? Like, can Stern Ritters just have other Stern Ritters? Beth said, we can talk about that more later. Understandable, Beth. Kels said, I just googled Yamper and I love him. I'm glad that Kels is really vibing with Yamper. Um, I think my favorite Pokemon, not necessarily design-wise, but more concept-wise, is the one that's a Pokedex. I think his name's like Rotom or something like that. But I like the concept of a Pokemon that kind of like flies into devices and makes them like sentient. Also, if you spell Rotom wrong, you might run into a really weird Urban Dictionary word, just to let you guys know. And then Beth said, I'm going to do a cosplay of Yamper. You mentioned that this morning. I'm glad that you're hyped. Beth said, I like more dog and cat-like Pokemon in general. Excuse me, that's understandable. I know that you're a big fan of Eevee and the different evolutions, especially Jolteon. And what is your least favorite evolution? I think I know the answer because I think it's Vaporeon, but I might be wrong. And then Beth said, and Sylveon. I'll look up Sylveon because I don't really know who that is off the top of my head. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I see. Sylveon is going for that extra kawaii factor. Let's see. Beth said least favorite is Leafeon or Flareon. Okay, good to know. So you don't vibe as much with Leafeon or Flareon. Do, 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 do. I'll take note of that. I feel like if I was in the world of Pokemon, I'd be interested in like ghost type Pokemon and like fish type Pokemon. It's weird to say fish type. I don't think fish type is a thing. Is it aqua or aquatic type? I'm not sure. Then Kel said Grimmy has the power of. This is my SpongeBob reference for the stream. Imagination. And he just made up 2 extra Sternritter. He was killed by his own stupidity and bad writing. Oh, he seems like he'd be the coolest of the Sternritter. He can just make shit? That's cool. So it's water type. Okay, cool. I think if I was a Pokemon trainer, I would go for like water and ghost type Pokemon. Speaking of which, are there any like water ghost type Pokemon? If not that, then I would go for like different Rotums and I'd have them possess different forms of technology. I think the Rotom one actually sounds cooler. So maybe I'd be a trainer who focuses specifically on Rotom. I just feel like he's pretty cool and you can do a lot with him. Let's see. Ryan said, not Ryan, I'm sorry. Kratos said, Giratina is my favorite legendary Pokemon. Ghost Dragon. I'll look that up now. Do 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 do. Let's see. Beth said Giratina is pretty cool. Giratina kind of looks like a centipede, and I didn't have anything else to say. I thought I was gonna say like a centipede cross with like a dragon. I guess that's the closest thing. Um, the wings look interesting. Are those wings? It looks like it wouldn't be able to fly with those wings. It's quite interesting. Beth said my favorite legendary has to be Suicune though. Suicune. Do 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 do. Or is it Suicune? Okay, and Suicune does have more of like a dog style appearance. So I understand that. Because you definitely vibe more with that. Then Beth said Suicune is the Pokemon on the left in my pick. Oh. Everyone's icons are like really small. So unless your icon is like taking up a majority of the picture, I guess it's harder for me to like see what the pictures are. Then Kratos said, and my favorite final starter evolution is Desudii. Desudii? It's a ghost grass type, evolved from Rowlet. Desudii. Interesting. So it's like a Robin Hood bird looking thing? I believe that's what it's going for. That's interesting. So it's like a bird archer. The way that it shoots the arrows looks really interesting. I don't fully understand how that works. It looks like there's a vine, and the vine is so it holds one vine in one hand. Well, no, it's the same vine. There's a vine in both hands, and then it's tied around like a ribbon around its neck, and then it pulls the arrow back like that. So the vine's just always connected to its person. That's interesting. I guess it just hangs normally when he's not like shooting an arrow. That's really interesting. Let's see. Then Kratos said, I love all 3 legendary dogs. Then Beth said, Delphox is my favorite final evolution, vibing with the Fire Witch concept. Oh, you mentioned this the other day, but I didn't see a picture of it the other day, so I'll look that up now. Then Kratos said the pronunciation is Decidui. Beth said, I love all 3 legendary dogs, but vibe with Suicune only slightly more than the others. Yeah, this is what you mentioned the other day. I can understand why you'd like it. I could see you cosplaying Delphox if you wanted to. Let's see. Unboxing and Review said, "What's up, bud? How's it going?" Oh, fantastic as always. Thank you for asking. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos said, Raikou is probably my favorite of them. I imagine Raikou has like electricity-based abilities, but that's just a guess. We're about to see if that's true. Hey, it does have electricity-based abilities. Let's go. It has a very interesting looking, I guess, nose or mustache. I can't really tell. It kind of looks like it has like a starfish stuck to its face. Um, I don't know what Pokemon I like the most aesthetically. Because I like Rotom mainly because of the fact that he can like possess technology, and I really like the concept of like sentient AI and stuff like that. I was always into the concept of ghost and water type Pokemon because I guess I was like in real life you like fish, so I feel like you could catch water Pokemon in like a similar way, but not necessarily like it wouldn't be traditional fishing. It would be like weird Pokemon fishing. And then I like the concept of ghost Pokemon because it would be like similar maybe to ghost hunting, but a little bit different. So I think that's why I used to vibe with that when I was like younger. Now that I'm older, I'm not really sure. Let's see. Kratos said, "Fun fact: there is a samurai starter and a ninja starter. Um, a samurai starter and a ninja starter. Is the ninja starter Greninja? That's just a guess." Then Beth said, "You can." Hmm. I always lose track of stuff when the live chat goes too far. So it was like, "You can," and then I'm like, "I can what?" I've forgotten. I tried to remember, and that's when I went like, Kratos said both are water, but from different generations. So I think one of them's Greninja. I don't know what the Samurai starter is, but I'm pretty sure the Ninja one's Greninja. I could be wrong. Beth said I like Fairy and Electric Pokemon. Oh, cool. Excuse me. Why Fairy and Electric Pokemon specifically? Kells then said, Masculine Mask, the superstar, has the power that the more people cheer him on, the stronger he gets. He can also just straight up shoot lasers after he gets enough cheering. So he eventually just started getting other powers. What do you think would happen if like the entire world like cheered him on? Do you think he'd get like a super mega laser? Kratos then said Samurott and Greninja. So one of them was Greninja. I would have never guessed Samurott. I did not know that was a thing. I'm about to look that up right now. Oh, that's not what I would have expected at all. Samurott, and that was a starter Pokemon? Samurott. I understand that like his little natural like armor looks kind of like samurai armor. Yeah, that's not what I expected at all. I guess between the two, I prefer Greninja, just personally. Let's see. Kel said the little baby looking thing is a being created by the power that is both immortal and invincible. What? Can he use the baby as a shield? Kel said he can't actually attack people, but only exists to cheer on Mask of Masculine, and make him more powerful. So he automatically always has a cheerleader, and it's an immortal and invincible baby. So even if you got everyone else in the world to not cheer him on, that baby can cheer him on. That's interesting. Beth said fairies are cute and slay dragons, and I really like the idea of electric type attacks. Then Beth said Samurott is thick. Hashtag Team Samurott. Hashtag Team Greninja. Let's see. The concept of fairy slaying dragons is really interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing a fairy and a dragon fight. Because I feel like if you ask most people who would want to fight a fairy or a dragon, I think people would be like, dragon, would just like eat the fairy. But it'd be interesting to see fairies have like magic hacks and they're smaller, so they probably are like faster than dragons for the most part. They could probably like zip around them pretty easily. Kratos said also, I think there are like three fire slash fighting starters. So is one of them? I don't think this is the right name, but Torchic, like is one of them Torchic or whatever? Then Beth said Blaziken, Infernape, and Imbor. Oh, okay. Is Torchic form of Blaziken. Again, I'm not super familiar with Pokemon. This is outside of my normal field of knowledge. Boom, boom, boom. But I think I remember Blaziken from the anime when May was on the team, which is one of my favorite seasons of the anime from when I was a kid because I really liked Max, May's like brother or whatever. He was like the I have a computer character throughout the show. Do 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 do. Well, throughout that particular season. Do 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 do. Let's see. Kratos said, "Well, the original mythology of fairies were adversaries of dragons." Interesting. Which was necessarily considered the good guy? Was it a thing where like no, it's not a thing where they're necessarily all dragons are bad or all fairies are bad or anything like that. But there were certain fairies that were good or bad and certain dragons that were good or bad, or was it made very clear that like fairies are like bad or good and dragons are like bad or good? Because I'm not familiar, so I'm just asking like, in what way did they like set it up? Is it like clear black and white, or was it like it could be either way? They just don't like each other. Sam White said, "What's poppin'? How is everyone?" Yo, Sam, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? We have about 4 minutes left in today's stream. Right now, we're talking about Pokemon. Oh, I was actually going to read some comments that you guys posted. So, Matt said, in response to talking about who would win OC battle, he said, yeah, people can voluntarily submit characters. He said, why isn't it advisable for anyone who cares about their OCs, though? Probably wouldn't be a good idea. And I understand where Matt's coming from. Matt's like, if you want to play who would win OC battle, don't put in any OCs that you want to use in like other things because you're essentially giving me the rights to use the OCs. And that's true. I'm entirely transparent about that. Tangent on the Meet Beth stream in the comments said, "What? She seems so cool, mate." Thank you kindly, Tangent. Truly appreciate it. I'm gonna like and put a little heart icon on that. So I'm gonna be like, "Thank you, Tangent." For Matt's comment, I'm gonna also like and put a little heart. I'm gonna be like, understandable. Because it's just kind of true. I understand where he's coming from. Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Beth said, "Welcome to hashtag Team Pokemon." Sam said, "I'm pretty good, and I have that same juggling kit." Oh, cool. I'm glad. I've had these since I was like a little kid. My grandma uh, bought these. I'm pretty sure, like a long time ago. Kratos said, "Blaziken, Torchic, Infernape, Chimchar, and Imbor to Pig." Okay, I actually do remember Chimchar. I guess I'm not as familiar with their final evolutions. Sam said, "And Jet, I'm going to make a comic." Oh, ballin'. What are you going to make the comic about? Then Tiger Chick said, "Thank you." Tiger Chick, aka Beth, said, "Thank you." Let's see. Still juggling. I'm glad that you guys are vibing with Beth so far. Goat Boy Gaming said, "I always miss it." I'm going to reply to his comment and say, "Hopefully you'll be able to make it to the next stream." Do 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 do. Beth left a comment on last night's vlog saying, "Feeling like I would vibe with that soda." Ooh, cool. It was pretty good. She's referring to last night on the vlog. I had apple juice mixed with cream soda and cranberry pineapple juice. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It was like a nice mix. Today I had some cranberry pineapple juice mixed with grapefruit juice, but the portion sizes of each within like the cup made it where it wasn't as tart as you might think. Because you might be like, pineapple and cranberry is pretty tart, and then grapefruit juice is tart as fuck. But essentially, the pineapple and cranberry juice were able to offset the grapefruit juice in such a way to where you still get the grapefruit juice flavor without it being like as sour. Like it wasn't bad at all. I actually really liked it. Let's see. Kratos said, "Beth, what's your favorite mythical Pokemon?" Then Beth said, also shameless self promo. Her Instagram is evanescence.cosplay. Feel free to check out our Insta. By the way, if anyone wants to do like a shameless self promo, feel free to just post that in the live chat. Let's see. Kratos said his favorite mythic Pokemon is Victini. I'll look that up now. I have never heard of that before. But I'm also not as into Pokemon, so I'm learning a lot. Oh, Victini's cute. Victini has a big ol' eyes. Let's see. Beth said my favorite mythical Pokemon: Mew, Volcanion, and Diancie. And then Beth said hashtag Onion Cat. Let's see. I'll look up Volcanion. Do 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 do. Huh. Volcanion is big, 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 and he looks like he has like a portal on his back or something. It's interesting. It separates into like two Doctor Octopus arms. Then Diancie. Oh, Diancie is like a wedding dress cat with like a rock tail. And does it evolve into like a chandelier wedding dress cat? uh, that's a hashtag onion cat. That's interesting. Let's see. Sam White said, "Well, it's been a bit confusing, but it's basically a Hannah Montana like character that is a DJ and also has the life of a superhero and a bunch of other cool stuff, and she can manipulate sound." Interesting. When you mentioned that she can manipulate sound, it kind of reminded me of Dazzler, but Dazzler doesn't necessarily manipulate sound. Dazzler is a character of the X Men. She's a mutant, and she has the ability to convert um, different types of energy into different types of energy. Her powers are kind of vague, but because of the fact that she is like a singer, and she like does music, like she's like a celebrity singer, she's able to use her mutant power to convert like her singing into essentially energy based attacks. So when you mentioned that it's like a superhero DJ with sound manipulation powers, it kind of made me think about Dazzler just a little bit. I like that you put in the Hannah Montana reference. Also, another thing that you might be interested in, you might also be interested in Jim and the Holograms. She's not necessarily a superhero, but it also has like a secret identity singer concept. If you'd be interested in that. Kratos said another one of my favorites is Caldeo, the Fourth Musketeer. I'll check that out. Also, I'm about to end the stream. We've had an hour. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one only, logging out. Peace. Um, that particular one is like a unicorn. It's essentially a unicorn. The horn is really weird though. Kel said, Jet, if you're interested in the Stern Ritter, it's a good thing today's sponsor is Crunchyroll. With Crunchyroll, you can watch all the anime in the world for free, if only. Nah. Um, Speaking of which, if you happen to know a way to get paid promotions on your channel, like paid ads, feel free to hit up your boy. I'd be more than happy to set up a thing that was like, with audible.com, if you type in bullshit promo code, you guys get one free audiobook. Join Audible today. Or Squarespace. Or like Wix.com. Or Skillshare. Or Blue Apron. I see ads for that kind of stuff like all the time. I wouldn't mind doing that. Let's see. Kel said if you use the promo code Liddy Titty, you can get a subscription of 10% off. Liddy Titty is an interesting promo code. Sam said, and I'm going to take like a year of art master classes and stuff. Master class is another one that I would be like more than happy to do like an ad for. Kel said, so with Crunchyroll, you can watch all of Bleach, so that you can make that way. You head right on over to the manga and read the final arc featuring Masked Masculine. I like how Kels is putting in a little ad. Sam said bye, and I've seen Gem of the Holograms. Okay, cool. Then Kratos said Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakon are the three Musketeer Pokemon. Interesting. I'll definitely have to check those out on another date. Real quick, I'm going to shout out everybody on the stream. Sam White said, Nick, what's that Knights of Pen of Paper 2 sponsor? Knights of Pen and Paper 2. I actually haven't heard of that. That sounds interesting. Tell me more about that, like in the future. But I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. Shout out to Sam White. Shout out to your boy Kratos. Shout out to Kels. Shout out to Beth. Let's see. Scrolling up. On the live chat. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Unboxing and Review. On the live chat. Let's see. Shout out to Professor Trevenant. He popped in for a little bit. Shout out to Unknown Slayer. Also popped in for a little bit. And I think that's everybody who tuned in. Thank you all once again for tuning in. It was good to have you. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black One Only. Logging out. Peace, guys. Kratos said also, you don't have to call me Kratos anymore. I'm used to it. It's like a nickname kind of thing. Like it's similar to how you guys know that my name's Nick, but I still prefer to be called Jet. It's like a thing. If you prefer to be called Tyler, though, I'm down for that. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Happy Father's Day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Peace, guys. Peace.